Hello, welcome to Storytime about how weed may not be lethal, but it can certainly send you to hell. So I started smoking weed at a very young age, maybe 13, 14, and then I was kind of perma-stoned, like, yeah, even at school and stuff like that, and whatever, until I was like 18. Then it started giving me panic attacks, so I straight up just quit. I didn't smoke weed for years, and fast forward, we're in my 20s, going to a Primus and Slayer concert in a huge stadium, in the nosebleed seats. So at this point, I haven't had any THC for like 5 years or something like that, and one of the women that we went to the show with was like, hey, I have these weed gummies. And I was like, this could be really cool, going to a concert, eating these gummies. I probably won't have a panic attack or anything because, it's been years since that happened. Like, let me do something different. So this group that I'm with of like 6 people, we each take 2 gummies. And I'm like, all right, cool. So we get in there. Obviously they haven't kicked in yet, but we are up. I'm telling you, we're like 200 feet in the air. And there's all these steps and all these people. And it's Primus and Slayer, okay? So keep that in mind. So I love Primus, and this was like a big moment for me. But all of a sudden, my hands are shaking, I'm sweating, I feel like I'm going to throw up, I'm dizzy. Things start happening. And Primus comes on, there's a fire alarm. I'm going to let the fire alarm go because it kind of goes with how I was feeling in the story. Anyway, I'm like, I am not good. And I tell my friends, I'm just like, I'm trying to enjoy this concert, but I'm not good. And then it gets to the point where I can't even talk anymore. I can't, make words. So I'm trying to text my mom and tell her I'm having a panic attack. I can't even get out of my seat. I want to. Mind you, there's people everywhere. I can't even get out of my seat. I look at my phone. So, here's my phone screen, okay? The letters were over here in the air, curving downwards. So I'm trying to type, I'm hitting the air because I'm hallucinating from this gummy, okay? And I can't even text my mom. And normally when I get a tummy ache and I'm panicking, a piece of gum helps me. So I swear to you, I was so stuck. I had a piece of gum in my purse. I had my purse right here. I start moving my hand very slowly to get this piece of gum. And I swear it takes me a half an hour to get my hand into the purse, get the gum, and pull it back to my mouth because I am petrified right now. And I'm watching Primus, but I can't even enjoy it. And I asked my boyfriend at the time, I'm like, what is in those gummies? And he texts the girl, because it's hard to talk in there, who gave us the gummies, and there's nothing in there but THC. But he goes, well, how many milligrams were in each gummy? She goes, 200 milligrams in each gummy. And I am a skinny little girl at this point who hasn't smoked weed in 5 years. So actually, everyone starts having a bad time, but with me already having panic attacks and not being tolerant to weed and not smoking, these people are perma-stone. They smoke all day, all night, all the time, and they're having a bad time. They're having a really bad time. But we make it through Primus. Then Slayer comes on. And if you know anything about Slayer, they use a lot of fire, okay? So all this fire starts coming up. The one badass thing was there was a guy in a wheelchair. They had him up above he was crowd surfing. That was really cool. But I was like, oh shit, I'm in hell. I'm in actual hell at this point. I'm I have died and I've gone to hell. And I finally am I can't stay here anymore. I'm sorry to ruin it, but I have to leave. I have to leave because I am in hell. So we try to leave and I'm hallucinating, okay? And worse than, I've done hallucinogens before, and this is worse. And so I am walking out, and mind you, we're in the nosebleeds. We have to walk down so many steps through so many people, and I see the steps getting smaller and smaller. So I am tiptoeing down these steps because I think that my foot can't fit on them because I'm hallucinating, and to me, the steps are just getting smaller. Then we finally get out to the rest of the stadium, but we have to figure out where we parked and how to get there. And so we're inside the building. And do you know how the old cartoons, they would be on a treadmill and then they would have a screen running in the background, or not the old cartoons, old films, and it would go around and around and it would look like they were walking, that's kind of how they did the green screen type thing back in the day. Well, anyway, that's what I thought was happening. I was I am on a treadmill. I'm on a treadmill and I'm getting nowhere, and I was convinced that this was happening and I was going to be stuck in that building forever. On top of it, there's security guards looking at me, and I'm oh my gosh, they have to know, and they had to know. Sometimes you get paranoid and you're they have to know, but they don't know. They definitely knew. So I start cracking up, and I am terrified right now. I don't want to be laughing. Nothing is funny to me. I am in hell at this point, and I'm trapped at this venue, and I'm laughing my ass off. I can't stop laughing. I start stumbling and falling over because I'm just laughing uncontrollably, even though I really want to be crying. But eventually we make it out to the car. And obviously, I am not the one driving. The person driving probably shouldn't have been driving either because of the weed, but they were okay at this point. And anyway, I tried to sit up and look out the window, and everything was just spinning. It was just crazy lights. I couldn't do it, so I had to lean my seat the whole way back and lay down for the entirety of the car ride. And I had been pretty much living with my boyfriend at this time, but still technically living at my parents' house. So anyway, this night I needed to be dropped off at my parents' house. And I don't remember what I said to them, but I just went to my bedroom and sat there and hallucinated, and then finally went to sleep, and then did not leave my bedroom because the next day I was still seeing things floating around my bedroom. I was still terrified. I'm just rocking in a ball, and I swear to you, I was not unhigh until 7 or 8 p.m. the next day. I finally came out of my room, and I was guys, my parents, I was an adult and mostly not there, so they weren't mad at me or anything, but I was guys, I was not okay. And then I ate a lot of food and I survived, but that was one of the most terrifying experiences of my entire life. And that's why I say, even though weed can't kill you, it can send you to hell.